Hi guys, welcome back to Baddie Breeze podcast. Okay, so let me address a few things. One, my hair is different. uh did a whole little chop. I'm gonna make a little TikTok or something. I didn't take a lot of videos because I'm one of those people that I'm like awkward when I'm recording in front of people. So I didn't like record, but I did do like when she would walk away. I had to take like little videos or pictures. So I have a few. And then two, different scene. I may edit the myself into a different background so you might not even notice. But I will say I am at my grandma's. Okay, so if you hear any noise, my grandparents are babysitting my little cousin. My grandma is sick. Grandpa's working. So there is other noise that I can't really control. You know, when you're at your family's, you can't control that. So please understand. And then also January 28th was the day um, yesterday basically made 4 years since my mom passed. So that's why I'm out here. I visited my mom and like just had a little nice little talk with her. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to make this episode too long because yesterday was a lot emotionally. So I am a little bit drained. You know, I'm kind of recouping. And I still wanted to keep up with the episodes and everything. I didn't want to come up with an excuse why I didn't post. So yeah. And I think that's all the things I need to clear up. Okay. So hopefully you guys can understand that. So today we're going to talk about complimenting, saying good things to people, right? And we're doing it a little different today because like I said, we're not in my usual spot, so we can't do it how I want to do it, and I'm on a little tight deadline. Anyway. All right. So first, I would like to say telling people compliments is really nice. A lot of times in the black community, compliments aren't given as easily. We're quick to be like, you don't do this, or you talk like this, or you walk like this, or oh, you act like this. But we're not very quick to be like, what I really like about you is this, or what I think you're really great at is this, or your strong suit is this. So it's like a lot of times growing up, we're told what we're bad at more than what we're good at. And then maybe you're talking to like a cousin or something. Your cousin's like, oh, yeah, your mom said you're so good at this. And you're like, she ain't never said that to me. Or they'll be like, oh, yeah, yeah, your grandma always talks about this and that. And you're like, whenever I bring it up, she just kind of brushes me off. So like sometimes, and I'm only speaking in the black community because I'm black. I'm not mixed. I'm not in any other community but the black community. So I can only talk about the black community. So I can't be like, oh, in the Hispanic community. I'm not Hispanic. I'm black. Okay. So we gonna talk about, but it gonna be applied to different communities and different people. I'm just specifically talking about a community that I'm in and that I've experienced, right? I went to an HBCU, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm no pro. I'm not doctorated. That's not the right word. I'm not like, I don't have a degree in none of this or nothing. So take my word with a pinch of salt. But just understand that as a black woman, I've had it where it's like someone was telling me, oh yeah, so and so says you do this great. And I'm like, I didn't even think they noticed. I've had that happen so many times. Okay. So I feel like we should go into the history of why that is. So our first thing is we must break down the slavery mindset to put our black children down. And what I mean by this is back in the day when slavery happened, to not have your child be taken from you, you would basically say, oh, no, 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 no. My child's slow. Oh, no, 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 no. My child's very weak, very bony. They can't walk. They can't talk. They can't read. They don't even know how to speak. They stutter. And it was done to protect their child at that time. And in that time, it makes sense. You don't want them to take your child. And they're looking for, you know, They're looking for strong children that can pick cotton and do all those things for hours and hours. So if your kid is like, you know, barely able to stand, of course they're not going to choose your child. So you say stuff like, oh, no, 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 right? But once we got out of like, you know, being endangered slaves and stuff, we kept it going. And there's a lot of things that happened during like slavery that black people have continued. And I don't really think it's great, but that's another day, another topic, okay? But then you'll see where it'll be like, you'll see maybe your black kid is in a play and they'll be like, oh, so and so is so good at this. And they'll be like, oh, no, 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 no. He's just average. He's just average. He's not that great. And it's like, we're so used to putting them down to keep them protected that we still do it, you know? And not every case is like that. Some people are they can't say positive things, or they don't know how to say positive things, you know? Or they don't know that it sounds not so great when you say that, you know? Some do, and they don't care, you know? But we have to look at that and realize, like, we're not in that time. Yes, we still have some problems. I'm not even going to lie with you. I'm not going to say we're in a perfect world, because we're not. We're not, especially in America. But there's no reason to put your children down. There's no reason. We should not have to cry because we made a mistake, you know? And I'm going to give a story, and I don't want nobody to take this as like me being like mean or nothing, but I have terrible handwriting. If y'all have seen this handwriting, I know y'all see it, okay? But I'm trying my best. But I have terrible handwriting. I was supposed to be left-handed. I can't say the word, but I technically can use both my hands, right? But I grew up in a house where everybody was right-handed, so that's the hand I was taught to write with. And I wasn't that great with it. And my mom used to take a Sharpie and put a dot in the middle of my hand, and used to make me write and write and write for hours. And when I would mess up, she would yell at me, "You're not doing it right. Da, 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 da." And I'd be sitting there like crying, because it's like, okay, stop yelling at me. Like, okay, I'm bad at writing. It got to a point where when technology came out, oh man, the way I stopped caring about writing was like, I'll just type it. I'll just type it. I do not write a lot. A lot of times I will text, email. I don't like writing because of like that. And it's like a trauma to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little therapeutic to be writing these down. And like, even for my therapy, my therapist is like, I encourage you to actually write versus typing. And I'm like, I know, but I don't like my handwriting. But, you know, it is therapeutic to kind of like get over that. But it used to be like, I would come home from school, and before I would do my homework, she would make me do my homework on a separate sheet of piece of paper. And then if it was bad, she would give me another piece of paper and say, do it again. And I would do it again. And she'd be like, no, and here's another sheet of paper, and make me do it again. Sometimes she would take my homework, go to like Staples, make like 4 or 5 copies, and have me redo it over and over and over and over again until it was to her satisfaction. And it used to make me so upset that by the time I got to high school, I did all my homework at school, and I did not come home with homework. I turned it in as soon as I finished it. And if I finished it like at the end of the day, I would go to the teacher and give them the homework. So when I would come home, I'd be like, I don't have any homework. I finished it already, and I already turned it in. The teacher's grading it right now, because I did not like how hard she went on me for my writing. And yes, my writing is bad. It is bad. I know it's bad. People have told me you could be a doctor the way your writing is. I couldn't, but nonetheless, that's just something that like she's done. And once again, don't take this as me being like, my mom is this, my mom's that, but it's something that she did. And I had to like learn to let that go But I felt like growing up, I felt like, well, then don't make me write. Like, why are you making me do this? Like, I can't stand it. I'm over here crying over doing homework. And it's not that I didn't get it right. It's not that my answer is wrong. It's not that I misspelled the words. It's that you were not satisfied with my handwriting. So you forced me to rewrite and rewrite and rewrite. Like, you know? And I have this memory of like, I was in middle school and she was making me write and she got mad and she was yelling at me and she was like, can you get this right? And she was kind of like going off on me. And I'm like sitting there trying not to cry. And my little sister was like, oh, mom, it's report card day. And she gives it to her. And my mom's like, where's yours? And I go and get mine. And she's like, oh my God, you got all straight A's or you got A's and B's or whatever I got. And she's like, I'm so proud of you. Why didn't you give it to me? And I'm like, you were just yelling at me. Like, why would I want to give you my report card when you were just yelling at me because I wasn't writing to your standard? Like, you know? And once again, not trying to shit on my mom. Love her. She's done a lot of amazing things. She grew. She accepted certain things. Before she passed, we had a conversation where I said, you did some things to me as a child that I feel like hurt me. And she said, I'm sorry. And I believed her sorry and we healed. And I'm not telling you this story as like I'm hurt and I want you guys to think my mom is this. No, she had flaws just like I do. One of my flaws is I have crappy handwriting. Okay? That's one of my flaws. So I just wanted to give you guys an example of what I'm saying, but then you turn it to my mom, like with my business, right? My mom told everybody about my business. She wore my products. She would tell her friends, oh, she's going to be the next billionaire. Oh, can't wait till you see her on Forbes, youngest billionaire. Oh, this and that. You know what I mean? And like a lot of those things I got secondhand where I would be talking to someone and they'd be like, oh yeah, your mom mentioned you make makeup. What kind of makeup do you make? Right? And like she did support me in my face too. But I'm just saying like the compliments of like a lot of the compliments I heard from other people telling me like, oh yeah, that's what your mom said. Versus her being like, Brittany, you are so amazing. The fact that you can go sit for hours and make 20 different lip gloss colors and you don't get bored and you just keep going. And maybe you didn't make the shade you want, but look, you made 20 shades. That's amazing, And sadly, I can't ask her to say those things to me now, but I know she was proud of me. I know she loved me. I know she, we had our ups and downs. We had our ups and downs. Love my mom. Had our ups and downs. But I know she wanted the best for me. She wanted me to be as close to perfect as I could be. And I think that's why she was so hard on me. Not even just that, but she didn't want me to not succeed. And not to say she didn't think I was going to succeed, but I think she saw that I had a lot of potential and she didn't want me to drop that. And I know in her heart, she was doing her best. And I appreciate that. But I only know that because I know my mom and I've heard stories. And like I said, my mom has communicated with me about these things. My mom has said, like, listen, I'm your biggest cheerleader, but I will be your biggest critic. I'm not your friend, but I will be honest. If you want honesty, come to me. If you don't want no honesty, don't come to me. And that's why I went to her because she always gave me the real low down truth. There was no lies. It was always truth. And I love that. And so when I say we must break down the like slavery mindset, we have to stop thinking the world is against our children, which it is, right? But if we keep having that mindset, the world will never change, because one of the things that makes change is your mindset. If most Black people stop thinking like that and we start like working on figuring like why, okay, if the world is against us, what are we doing to make it not against us? How are we going about it? Like, so to me, I feel like you're setting your children up when when you send them in this world all guarded, like they can't walk a corner without being guarded, and that's not okay. So I just feel like we need to stop trying to put our children down, you know? Stop making your children feel small. And sometimes it's not even like the slavery mindset. Sometimes there's parents that are jealous of their children. There are parents that don't want their children to do better or leave them. Some parents, they don't know how to be parents, you know? And I don't have kids. I've said this a few times. I do not have kids. So I'm coming from a child's mindset. I'm coming from the child, not a child's mindset, but I'm coming from being a child of someone. I'm coming from someone who's seen these things, who's done the research, who's watched things that have shown me where sometimes your parent can be the person who can be your downfall. And I say that with most kindness, okay? Not every parent, but some parents. Right. So once we stop putting our children down, and outside of the whole slavery mindset, it could also be, like I said, maybe you don't want your child to leave home. Maybe you depend on your child. Maybe you'll feel lonely if your kid moves out and goes to college. Maybe you think your kid needs to be humbled, which I think is so wrong. You don't need to humble a child. Why do children need to be humbled? Unless that child is walking around acting like they the best of the best and they not. Okay, maybe, but you gotta go about it a politically correct way. You don't need to be like, right? Like, why you telling an 8-year-old she ain't like, like it just don't make sense. So we first gotta stop seeing kids as competitors, because sometimes that happens. And it depends too, because like sometimes it's mothers with their daughters, sometimes it's fathers with their sons. The moment their son is able to dunk on them, they start looking at their son differently. Like, oh, so you think you a man? Oh, you think you a man? Or as soon as the daughter starts blossoming, or she starts having her, time of the month, you start being like, or maybe the daughter's a daddy's girl, and dad's giving her a lot of attention. So now you look at her like, you do realize that's my husband, right? Like, get off my husband. Like, it's your child. Like, really? Really? Unless there's other things happening, why are you acting like that? Why are you jealous of your child? Like, I don't understand that. I don't. You should want the best for your child. You should want to make your child believe they are great. You should send your child into the world with a clear head and a good head on their shoulders. When it comes to me, I know, yes, like I said, my mom and me, we had our ups and downs, and I'll tell you, my mom told me that because I was so much like her, she was harder on me because she didn't want me to make the same mistakes as her. She didn't specify what mistakes. Would have been a little nice to have a little roadmap, but I digress. She didn't want me to be something that, I'm guessing, where she ended up, I'm not 100% sure, but she didn't want me to go down a similar road to her. So she was harder on me. She pushed me more. She saw my potential. But my mom also loved me. She took care of me. She encouraged me. She always told me, if you're going to wear it, girl. Wear it. If you're going to do something, do it 2,000%. My mom always said, Brittany is strong. She's independent. She's she thinks she know everything. One thing about Brittany, she gonna speak up for herself. Like, my mom talked great about me in my face. I wish I heard more. I will say that. Wish I heard more. But she did give me my compliments. She was so sweet, you know. She would tell me, "Oh my God, you threw down in the kitchen. I need to know the recipe." She would always encourage me. She would call me and be like, "Brittany, I need to know what kind of gloss I need for this. Can you make me a gloss?" Like, my mom, when she drove her trucks through Savannah and would come visit me. My mom made sure I was conceited in a good way, not in a I'm better than everybody way, but in a I'm good looking and I know it. And that's it. Like, I'm not walking around talking about I'm better than you, I'm better than you, I'm better. Like, I'm not like that. I'm not, but when I get cute, when my hair is done, my makeup's done, I got the outfit right, I will walk out this house like like I'm Beyonce's twin sister, but I'm the better looking one. Okay. Um, and then, she, like I said, she was our biggest cheerleader. She was there. She was supportive. She was understanding. She was always there. Even when she couldn't physically be there, she was there. And I think more kids need to see that. That hands-onness. Yeah, she irritated the mess out of me when she would yell at me for doing my homework, but at least she was there to check the homework. At least she checked the homework. At least she asked if I had homework. At least she called the school to see if I had homework. Some kids don't get that. Some kids don't get that. All right. So that's how I feel about how we look down on people. So then we move into 2, telling people when you're proud of them or when you feel something positive about them. Because I don't think there's anything wrong with being critiqued, like telling me, "Oh, you put a little too much spice in your food. Next time, maybe just a little less paprika." Okay, cool. Thank you. But I really like the fact that your shrimp wasn't overdone. The asparagus was cooked perfectly. I just think there was a little too much paprika, but everything else, beautiful. Just delicious. Love it. Like, that makes me be like, "Oh, okay, less paprika, but everything was good outside of that. I'll cook for you again, and you can tell me if I had decreased the paprika." Right? But if you're just like, too much paprika. Now, I don't want to give a fuck. I'm sorry. I don't, I would be like, "I'm not cooking for you again. I'm not cooking for you again." Like, how dare you? How dare you try to tell me I can't, you know what I mean? Or if it's like, "Oh, you could have did this better." But there's no compliment. You know what I mean? If I do my makeup, you don't have to be like, "Oh, you put so much makeup on." Why can't you say, "Oh, I really love your eyeshadow colors. That looks so good and it matches your outfit. Oh, that shade of lipstick is so cute on you. I love that. I really love how good you are at putting those lashes on." See how that works versus telling me my makeup, I put too much makeup on? You don't have to like the makeup, but you can say something nice about it. "Oh, your brows. Girl, your brows are sharper than sharp. Okay? Ooh, don't cut me with them things. Them things is sharp." Like, it's not that hard. Or saying like this year I started telling people, like, if I have something to say, sometimes I'll just tell them like positive things. Like, I told my sister, I was like, "I just want to tell you how amazing you are, how sweet you are, how glad I am to have you as my little sister, because you always make sure I'm good and you're always there for me when I really need you. I'm thankful that, I can rely on you, that I know that when I go to you, I'm going to get the most honesty and you're going to hold me accountable. Even if I'm not ready to hear it, you'll hold me accountable. You'll check me, but in a nice way. And I'm thankful that I know that when in doubt, you'll always be there for me. I'm thankful that I I have someone who can make me laugh. I'm so thankful that, you know, I get to see you blossom. I remember when you were a little girl and now you're this grown woman and it's so beautiful. I am so proud of you for going out there and running the world. Like, you're doing so great. You're doing amazing. And I'm proud of you. And I love you for that. And my sister being like, wow, thank you. I really needed that. And being like, and I mean every word of it. I think you are an amazing girl, a woman. Because she's not a little girl no more. As much as I like to be like, that's my little sister. She's a grown woman, a whole grown woman with a husband. So can't call her little girl no more. But she's so cute. She's so sweet. She's so smart. I love her. And she's always just like going to get it. She's always traveling for her work and business and stuff. And I'm just like, I'm so proud of you because I know me last year traveling as much as she did. And sometimes it'd be like she flew somewhere, got home, and a day and a half later she flying again for another job. Ma'am, sit down. So I had to tell her, I was like, wow. I'm like, girl, I'm low key jealous that the fact that you can just get up and go and you can do all this traveling and it don't make you go, pick somebody else. Pick somebody else. I just got home. I'm like, I had to tell her that. I was like, cause girl, the way I would have been passing up jobs, they would have been like, we need you to go. I'd be like, mm, check that person out. Like, it's just like, I be tired too, but I got to make this money. I'm like, girl, cause the way I would have turned out that money, cause now all money, good money. Okay. Okay. Can I get an amen? Amen. So all I want to say is, telling someone that you're proud of them, that they're doing well, they're doing great is a good thing. Like, let me see another example. A couple weeks ago, visited my grandparents again, like a while back, and my grandma was like cleaning out her garage and stuff, and she was like, did you see how much stuff I gave up? I was like, I saw you gave up some stuff. And she was like, I gave up a lot. I'm like, I'm so proud of you for starting. I'm so proud of you for realizing you had so much stuff. But I truly do think there's a little bit more work we can do, but I am proud of you because it starts with starting, and you started, and it's not easy, but I'm proud of you, and I'm very proud. I think you did amazing. I think that's amazing. She's like, thank you. I'm like, exactly. I didn't say exactly to her, but in my head I was like, exactly. You see how that feels, But that's what I've been trying to do, is tell people what I'm proud of them for, telling them like, I see you. I think it's great. My friend just told me that she's back in school and she's enjoying it. And I said, I'm proud of you because I know it's not easy going back to school as someone who's did it not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's not easy. And the fact that you're enjoying it, I'm really proud of you to get back up and get into it. Because, the way I struggle too. I understand, and I'm proud of you. I tell anyone that I'm proud of them, and I'll give them why I'm proud of you, because there are so many things that other people do that I'm like, I wish I could do that, and maybe in a year or a couple months I'll be there. But I'm so proud of you for doing that. I'm so proud of you for picking up your children. I'm so proud of you for being able to go and get a job in this high environment. I'm proud of you for cleaning your house when you were struggling. I'm so proud of you. And I understand. And I get it. So I do my best to let people know what I think about them in a positive way. And if I'm going to critique, I'm always going to add some positivity to it so it doesn't sound like I'm a negative Nancy. I'm not trying to nag you to death. You know what I mean? And I think that's really something we have to work on, because not everybody's taught that. Like my mom always used to say, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say it at all. But what I really feel like it should have been is, you got to learn how to say something nice or keep your mouth shut, because being mean all the time is not okay. And growing up, people used to say I was mean. And I used to be like, I'm not mean, I'm just honest. Right? And my mom would be like, no, Brittany, it's your tone. It's your tone. What you said was the truth, but the way you said it offended people. I had to learn to be like, okay, let me try to say it in a softer way. Let me keep my neck straight. Let me look them in the eyes, but like not blink a bunch or roll my eyes and be like, okay, so here's what I think. Versus like, okay, so, like checking myself and correcting myself. And so working on that and just being more positive, telling people like, and when you critique people, you don't have to be negative. You don't need to wear that, girl. That swallows you up. You don't, why can't you just say, that color dress looks so good on you, but I think that shape of dress or that cut is not, it's not really your cut. Let's find something in that same color that fits you and makes you pop like I know you can pop. Okay, like pop out, boo, pop out. That sounds so much better than take that off, take that off. Like we got to work on that. So working on telling people that we're proud of them, telling them good things about them. Congratulations. You're doing so well. I know it's not easy, but I'm proud of you. I know you're not having a good day, but at least you got up. At least you washed your butt. At least you ate some food. You may not have done as much as you wanted to, but you got up. And that's a start. It's not that hard to tell people how you feel in a positive way. You don't have to be so rude, you don't. And I feel like compliments don't have to be, oh yes, queen, snap, oh you look so fine, ooh dang, you getting thick. Like compliments could be, you really made that sandwich really nice. I like the way you folded that towel. You drive really good. That's a compliment. Nobody ever tell me I drive good. Except in my head. When I'm in my head, they be telling me I'm great. I'm great. But what I'm trying to say is we have to start normalizing telling people good things about them, telling people, you really do good with your hair color. You you wear really nice nails. You always keep your nails and your makeup done or your brows arched. You're always good at, knowing your limits and your boundaries and your limitations. And like, not to always bring up my sister, but with my sister, right? I lived with her and her husband for like I want to say like 4 or 5 months. And when I lived with her, we had like a little argument. And when we had our argument, I was like, I don't want to talk to you right now. Please give me my time. And she was like, I'm gonna talk. She was kind of on a I'm gonna talk to you now. And I was kind of like, I don't want to talk to you right now because I'm mad and I know me, right? I know I like to walk away. And but she was like, she wasn't walking away. So we had the conversation, and I had to bite my tongue because, like I said, I was mad. I wanted to cool down so I could talk properly. But after we talked, she was like, you know what? I realized I stepped on your boundary, and I'm sorry about that. I just didn't want to wait to conversate. And I was like, I get that. For you, you want to clear the air quickly. For me, it's not about the air. It's about making sure I don't come out of myself because sometimes I got to check myself. Self-checking is a good thing to do. And so, but she was like, I'm really proud of you because you set boundaries and you stay within them. And, she's like, I need to learn how to do that. And because I'm not good at setting boundaries. And I'm like, girl, it took a while. It took a while for me to feel like setting my boundary and not being upset or feeling like guilty for holding on to that boundary. It took a long time coming. a change. Y'all don't need to hear me sing, okay? Don't lie to me in the comments, or you can. You can be Delulu with me. I think I said that last week. We can be Delulu together. Let's be Delulu. Okay, tell me I sound like Beyonce. Ah. I keep cracking myself up. I hope I don't mind. It's just, I think, sometimes you gotta laugh. Sometimes you gotta laugh. I hope you laugh with me. Okay, laugh with me, not at me. Period. But we gotta start complimenting each other. And that goes for the Black community. That goes for the Hispanic community, the white community, the Asian community. That goes for men, women. We gotta start complimenting each other. We gotta start teaching our kids that it's okay to say, "Ooh, I like that," or "Wow, you look so pretty today." Also, we gotta teach our kids how to take compliments, because I don't know how many times I said to someone, "Oh, you look so pretty today." "Oh, I didn't look pretty yesterday." Man, we in Walmart. I ain't seen you yesterday. Why are you asking me about yesterday? I wasn't here yesterday. So I will say that. I will say that too. Learning to accept compliments too. Because that's something I struggled with. Because if you give me a compliment, right, which goes into our third thing, accepting compliments. Okay? Sorry, I didn't want to jump ahead. Hold on. I didn't want to jump ahead. But so our third thing is accepting compliments, right? I think giving compliments is amazing, but knowing how to accept them is even better, because you don't know how many times someone was like, "Oh my God, you look so pretty." And I'm like, stop. Or I'll say, "Oh, you're going to make me have a big head." From one compliment? Why is my head going to get big from one compliment? It's one compliment. But I'd be like, stop. You don't have to do all that. It was one compliment. It was one. Now, if you gassing me up, okay, put in 50 on pump 2, because I'm giving you 2 for 2, okay? Then I might have to hit you with the stop, chill, calm down. My head's already big. Like, we don't need it that much bigger. You know what I mean? But accepting compliments is not easy, especially for me, because like when I would get compliments, they weren't things that I wanted to be complimented on for a while. Like, depending on who the compliment was from, because sometimes they say some things and I'd be like, that's not a compliment. That is definitely not a compliment. Like, that's not a compliment. And they'd be like, "No, it's a compliment," or like, maybe to you, but to me, mm-mm, mm-mm. Like, but sometimes what I've noticed is, like, if I'm in public and I see someone, like maybe I'll see a woman walking and she's got some cute heels, or she got a fire outfit on. I'm like, "Ooh, I wish I could rock something like that." And I'd be like, "I love your outfit." And they just look at me and I'm like, did I start speaking Portuguese? Am I speaking in Chinese? Like, what language am I speaking in that like, do you not speak English? Like, because sometimes they be looking at you like, "Why the fuck are you talking to me? Why are you talking to me?" And I'd be like, "Dang, I was just trying to tell you look cute." Like, and some people, I get it. They don't want to be bothered. And that's okay. That's okay. But you ain't got to give me one of them looks like, like, I be seeing that and I be like, okay, never mind. Let me just. And then sometimes you don't hear me. Maybe we're somewhere busy, like a mall, and you didn't hear me. I didn't say it loud enough because I'm not trying to shout in a mall or something. Understandable. But sometimes it's like you tell someone a compliment, they're like, "I know." A thank you would have sufficed. Like, look, nothing wrong with knowing you that girl or that guy. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, pop off. Talk your talk your okay, because I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna be like, ass fat, waist thick. He can't grab it, but he want it. Okay, I will talk my talk. Okay, like, and then I'll walk the walk. But when someone compliments me, like I said, sometimes I'm like, oh no, stop, don't, thank you, but oh my god, you're gonna make my head right. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, thank you. I've never gotten a compliment and be like, duh, like, don't you see the fit? Of course I look good. Like, chill, breathe. Let's be polite. Let's have manners. Let's say thank you. Like, all you have to do is say thank you. If it's not a compliment to you, let me know. Sorry, that doesn't feel like a compliment. Okay, I'm so sorry. What about it? What did I say? How did I go about it that made you not feel like a compliment? So I know, because maybe that is something I need to know. I'm just saying, not everybody immediately catches what you're catching, and sometimes certain people have insecurities about specific things, right? I don't like being complimented on my butt. I know I have a big butt. So telling me, oh, girl, your butt got big. Okay, it's always been big. Please, please stop. Don't over objectify my booty. That's how I be feeling when people compliment my butt, right? But that's because I've always been told my butt is big. Even when it was people bullying me. Look at Brandy, she's got to wear belts with skinny jeans because she thinks she all cute because she got a big butt, right? That's what I was told all of middle school. So now when I hear someone tell me, or like people will be like, do you know your butt is that, wow, girl, I didn't know your butt was that big. How? You don't see this? How you not seeing it? You can see it from the front. What you talking about? That thing is thangin'. Like, I'm sorry. I was spitting on my. Oh, but you know what I mean? Like, that's not a compliment to me. So if someone was like, oh, girl, your butt got bigger, I'd be like, please don't let it get bigger. Okay, I just bought new pair of pants. I already had to upsize on everything. I do not need it to get any bigger. Okay? I, what he needs to do is either stay the same size or shrink a little, because I was tired. I was tired of having to keep changing pants size. Okay, I can't keep going from 10, 12 to 14 to 16 just because the thing want a thing. Like, so telling me my butt is big is not gonna make me feel good, because now I'm thinking, dang, do I gotta go buy new pants? Dang, I just spent $60 or two pairs of pants, and I gotta buy more pants. And that's just me being frugal. Cause sometimes them pants be $60 a pair. Like, and when you think, sometimes it's hard to find them pants that make your booty look good, your thighs look good, and everything, and you just be like, ooh, yeah. So telling me that is not a compliment. But some people, they be like, you think, you see it? You see it? For me, no. Because it's always been big. And it's like, it's not really a compliment. It's a pointing out that I have a butt. So like I said, if I say something as I think is a compliment and you don't think it's a compliment, let me know. I'll be like, okay, I understand. I get you. I feel you. Because not everything that's a compliment to you is a compliment to me. Right? Not everything that's a compliment to me is a compliment to you. That's just how it works, right? Like my mom always said, not everybody's common sense is so common, right? Not everybody knows that 2 plus 2 equals 4. Even though it's scientifically proven that 2 plus 2 equals 4. Not everybody know that, right? So you gotta go with the flow. And if someone does not want a compliment, you have to be okay with that. Okay? We have to be okay with that. But learning to take compliments is something that we also have to learn, because once again, depending on how you're raised, how you were talked to as a child, you might have not got a lot of compliments. So then when people start complimenting you, you might feel like they're doing it for something, you know? Like, Like, oh, he complimented me like 4 or 5 times. What do he want? Oh, he was calling me cute, pretty, sexy, hot, this and that. Does he want something from me? I think that boy wants something, or oh, she just trying to gaslight me, or people be thinking a lot into certain things. Sometimes it's just like, dang, you are really beautiful, you know? Like just really beautiful. So it just depends. Um I've seen people say like, if you're gonna compliment me, don't compliment me on my appearance, compliment me on my intelligence. I like that. I like a nice little appearance compliment, and I like a nice little "you're smart." Ooh, you think different. Like every time I tell someone I have a degree in chemistry, they're like, "Oh, so you smart?" I'll be like, I mean, I ain't no Einstein or nothing, but your girl could chemistry. I could string a few things together. So I like that. Or if I use a word and people are like, "Oh wow, that's a big word," I'd be like, you know, I ain't no dictionary reader, but I know a few words. I've been around the block enough times to know a few words. Okay, I ain't a killer and a bee, but I a bee. I done be the bee the bee. What does that mean? I have no idea. Um, like I said, this episode I'm not trying to make it too long. I'm trying to be a little upbeat, so hopefully you guys are feeling that. But yeah, so that's what I feel about giving compliments. I think one, we need to start complimenting people more. Or no, one was we need to let go of that mindset of putting our children down or thinking that it's okay to put our children down. Two, we got to start complimenting people and teaching people how to accept compliments. Oh, wait, no. I'm messing that up. Oh my God. Sorry, y'all. So, two, we got to teach you guys we got to teach how to give compliments and actual compliments. Okay? Actual compliments, meaningful compliments. Three, teaching people how to accept compliments. Once you do that, I feel like you'll be golden. And I think life will be a lot easier because sometimes a compliment can disarm people. I don't know how many times someone has made me feel some type of way, and I'm ready to go off. I'm ready. I'm like, ooh, they don't know. They don't know. Okay. I'm earrings off, Vaseline. Even though I ain't one of them girls, okay? I ain't never been on a fight. But you know what I mean? Where in my head, I'm over here Mayweathering it up. I'm over here like pow pow pow. Pow pow pow. Ah, I'm sorry. Um I'm cracking myself up. But you got to learn how to give good compliments, take good compliments, and just be upfront about it. And that is the end of today's podcast because I feel like I have said everything that I wrote and feel. And I'm sorry. I think being outside of my regular recording place is like got me being like, I gotta be a little extra today. That or is this like, I don't know, this area or something? I don't know. But what I say is thank you guys for coming. Thank you for understanding. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. Oh, you guys like my hair? It did get messed up. Okay. I sweated my hair out so it pooped up. So, but the color is really cute. My hair pooped. So, I don't straighten my hair enough, so I didn't have the right materials to keep my hair straight. But I really like the color, and I can't wait to see how it looks when I do my natural hair. And I cut a lot, but okay. I feel like I've talked enough. And y'all probably like, all right, girl, you said short. You know how people be at church, they be like, come on, wrap this sermon up. So, thank you guys once again for coming to Brittany's, or oh my goodness. Thank you guys once again for coming to Baddie Bree's podcast. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. What is it called? Ah! You know what? I'm gonna leave that in so y'all can see. Cause sometimes I be fumbling my podcast name, and I'll be like, I have to write it down sometimes. I wrote it down a few times, but I still be fumbling. But all right. Thank you guys for coming to Baddie Bree's Diary podcast. I hope you guys laughed with me. I hope you guys understood where I was coming from. I hope you guys didn't feel like attacked or nothing. I promise you, I did not say anything today with vengeance or anger or hurt in my heart. Everything that I say with the most kindness, most love, most caring feeling in the world. And I hope you guys understand that. And I hope you guys get where I'm coming from. And I thank you guys so much. I saw you guys were commenting and liking and sharing, and I'm so thankful. And I'll comment back too. And I think we got a little community for me. So thank you. I don't know what I'm gonna call y'all. My diets? No, that sounds weird. My diary. No. Comment what I should call y'all. People be giving each other nicknames and stuff. The Beyonce's fans call themselves the Beehive, right? As someone I'm not a part of the Beehive, but I'm a Beehive fanatic. I'm in the Beehive, but I'm not in the Beehive. Okay, that's what I'll say. But what y'all want me to call y'all? My little Potters. That don't sound cute. I don't know. We'll come up with something. Drop something down in the comments. Okay. All right. Have a good